what is happening right now? Like, what is going on? Like, she was saying everything under the sun to this man.
I can take you all over the world.
Let me just sit here and say, like, I definitely caught on pretty quickly.
Tell me I'm the truth, I already know. In a Billy Coop, in a cup too.
As you can tell in the title of this video, a time that I worked for a scamming company.
You what?
I'm just going to break down the madness of everything that happened. And I was in my early 20s, like, I think it was like 23, 24. I'm just gonna jump right into telling the story. How did I find this job? So I actually found this job through Indeed. Did do an internship when I first moved to Los Angeles, and it was a great internship. There was nothing weird about my first internship. Back onto Indeed, and I was like, okay, let me find another internship that I can do. And these internships were not paid. So this one in particularly was an unpaid internship. And just a little sprinkle. While living in Los Angeles, when it comes to like the industry, you know, do internships and you're not gonna get paid for any of them, really. It's about the experience. Anyway, I was in my early 20s, which I needed, you know. When I applied online on Indeed, I did get a response from one of the companies that I applied to. So they were like, oh, come on in for an interview. So I was like, okay, no problem. So I go in, and one of the things that I thought was like really cool and stood out to me, there was nothing sketch about where this place was. This company was right next to the OWN building, which is Oprah Winfrey's like network. It was like the building right next to it. So it was literally next to like major buildings. It didn't seem like it wasn't legit. It seemed very legit from what it seemed like. I go in to the office and meet this man. I'm just gonna call him Tom. He was the first person that I was introduced to. First thing that I will sit here and say that I noticed when I walked into the building, there was a lot of paperwork everywhere. It was a disorganized, kind of organized mess, but there was just a lot of paper everywhere on his desk. That was like the first sign that I like noticed. Not that it was like a good sign or a bad sign, I just noticed it. He is like, okay, wait a couple of minutes, Becky will come in. Now Becky is the woman that owns this company, which was really cool. It was a woman-owned company. I meet Becky. Becky was a really like nice woman, and the best way to describe Becky, blonde hair, big boobs, like the typical white girl, Los Angeles type of girl. She was a really pretty woman. So anyway, in this interview, she was super nice, charming, and everything. And when I think back to this time, I thought this was funny. I remember she was selling me like a pipe dream.
You are so smart and you are so talented. I can take you all over the world.
And when I think about it now, I think it's like actually quite funny. But I was like young and somewhat impressionable. Let me just sit here and say, like, I definitely caught on pretty quickly. Like at this time I was dating somebody and we lived together, and I remember going home after that interview. Mind you, I got the job right on the spot through the interview, and I just remember going home and just telling him how excited I was. But also she was talking about how she's like, I'm gonna take you all over the world, you are so talented, you're gonna be this, that, all that stuff. What my role was, what was my duty while working at this company. So just a little FYI, if you did not know, I went to school for computer science. So I know a lot when it comes to animation, when it comes to modeling, as well as like editing. Even when it comes to like creating logos, I can do that as well. This job, it was more kind of in the direction of more graphic design a little bit, making flyers and stuff. What I was told in the interview is they were a distributing movie company, something like that. So pretty much what my job was, I would make flyers for these movies that I had to watch. My job was to like watch the movie, take shots of the movie, but also understand what the movie was to make a flyer for this movie. That was what my duty was. just one of them. And then she was like the CEO, the owner of this company, working side by side by her because she wanted a new logo for her company, as well as animation of having a vault open up. She also had a story too that she wanted to like work on, and I had to do the character design. So I made character designs for her, I made logos for her, and I made movie flyers for her as well. So now that we have the basis of what the company is and what I did, let's talk about the office structure and the dynamic of the office. Interview session was like where her office is, and also her assistant. So right from that office, there was an office right over. Actually, hold on, I'm gonna draw it real quick.
I'm doing it! I'm doing it! Yeah! Yeah! Can some of these? Can some of these? Almost there!
So this is pretty much the structure of the place. So this was the woman's office, and then this is like the intern area. Forgot to draw. Okay, this is also another room for the interns. Okay, so we now have the structure of what it looks like, right? This is Becky's desk, and this is Tom's desk. And then this is the intern room, and there's like a little, it's just between his desk isn't there, there's a little door right there. Could walk in and get to work. Okay, that first room was the first room that I would go to, the intern room. I also didn't go every day. That was another thing about this internship. It was like you can come in whatever works for your schedule because they're not paying you. So in the beginning of my career of working at this internship, I pretty much went every, like either twice a week or 3 times a week in the beginning because I was excited to be there. I wanted to be there. I wanted to work. I want to say like a good maybe 2 to 3 weeks of me coming in. I remember the first incident. This is like where I'm sitting to work, right? I'm gonna put a little dot right there. So I'm in this room. The door is open the whole entire time. I hear this woman literally go off on this guy, Tom. Mind you, he's like a skinny, like white dude that's like kind of, he's pretty tall, in the next room. Like I have headphones on and everything too. And I just hear this woman literally going off on this man, calling him stupid, calling him dumb, like you can't do anything. Like she was saying everything under the sun to this man.
That's my opinion!
What is happening right now? Like what is going on? And I kind of like look around to see if anyone else hears it, but like people have their headphones on, but I'm pretty sure other people heard it as well. There was no way you couldn't hear it. So that was like kind of the like first sign. This is where I start seeing her like interact with, you know, the other interns and stuff. So like I said, I've been there about like 3 weeks at this point, almost a month now, and she's interacting with the interns. And I just remember her saying to one of the interns, she's like,
Oh my god, you're so stupid. Like, what have you done?
like, I don't know if she was trying to be coy or try to be cool or what, but I don't know why she would do that. Like when someone would show her the project that they're working on for her or whatever the case is, and she didn't like it or it wasn't good or whatever the case is, she would be like, what are you stupid? Like, are you dumb? Like, come on, like whatever. I listen, I didn't get it and I did not like it at all. At that point, I remember, you know, the guy that I was dating at the time, I would like tell him about what was going on. And he was just like, that's really, really weird. And then I also would tell my mom too, because I was like, you know what I mean? Like, she's saying this to everybody. She's calling everybody stupid, dumb, all of these things. And I don't like it. And I remember my mom was like, as long as she's not doing it to you, don't worry about it. Okay. At this point in time, I'm like, okay, how is she able to do this? Is there like no HR? That's the point where I will admit when I came in, I wasn't really asking questions. This was the point where I was like, yeah, babes, we gotta start asking questions. So I do bring up to Becky, and I had asked, is there like an HR team or, you know, whatever? And she's like, no, it's a small company, so it's just us. We don't have an HR. Okay. That's understandable. Like, this isn't the first internship where they don't have an HR. Like, I've been there, done that. You know, the first internship that I had that was fine. Okay, that makes sense. That checks out. Then, after that, so now I have been working here for about like, I want to say like a good 3 months, I would say. Now that I know there's like no HR and I know how she speaks to other interns here, I'm just like my mom was saying, like, as long as she doesn't say it to you, don't worry about it and whatever. I was doing a flyer for this movie and it was a foreign movie. All I remember is like when I went to her to show her, and she had very much praised me and told me how talented I am, all this stuff and more. So when I go and I show her something for this project. So she pretty much was like,
What is this?
this is what you told me like to do.
What are you, stupid?
I don't even think I said anything at this moment. Angry, I was heated, I probably was sweating. I got so mad. Anyway, she was
Like, oh, fix this, whatever, you're smart, you can do this.
whatever. I was like, okay. I know you're probably sitting here thinking like, why didn't you say nothing? Why didn't you act up at that moment? And like, why didn't you leave? It starts to get interesting, you guys. For the next project that I'm working on, I'm across the way now. So I'm in this room working on this project, right? And making a new flyer for this other movie. It's like an animation movie. It is the worst movie I have ever seen in my whole entire life. Mind you, let me also make this clear that the movies that we're making these flyers for, I've never seen a day in my life. And it was kind of weird. We had to watch these movies fully through. A lot of these movies were just really, really strange. And they were really, really bad. So at this point in time, I'm working on this animation film, making a flyer for it. It's been about 4 months now that I had been working there. And I go in, I show her this flyer, and she goes, what the hell is this? Doing it again, calling me stupid. So in that moment, I let her say whatever she wanted to say, right? And I kid you not, in that moment, because now I'm infuriated. I'm pissed off. I remember getting up and I look at her while I have my laptop and I say, I'm putting in my 2 weeks, by the way. And she says,
Oh, okay.
and I just walk away because that was it for me. I know it's like, okay, why didn't you say it the first time? Because just wait. This is where I started to ask questions, finding out more about the company. I literally knew it was a distributing company of movies, but there were certain things that were just not clicking. And as I told, like, dating at the time, he literally was like, I think you're working at a scamming company. It's about probably 7 to 8 years since this happened. And I cannot remember like a lot of the things of what I asked to find out and whatever, but things were just not adding up. My very last day at this company. So I remember this vividly. I had walked into the room, come into the office. I always go into the front office, say hello to everybody, Becky, Tom, and whoever's in that office. Then I go into the other room that's across the way. So when I go and I sit my bag down, I kid you not, Tom comes in and he's like, hey, Becky wants to talk to you. Now, mind you, it's my last motherfucking day. What does she want to talk to me about? You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's my last day, so it's like she can't fire me. I mean, it's an internship. I'm not getting paid. I have no idea what she wants to talk to me about, y'all. This is when shit gets weird. I walk into the office. Tom, he's standing near the desk of Becky when I come into the room, which was like really strange to me because usually he's either not there or he's sitting at his desk working on something. And I go and I sit down.
I just want to let you know, if someone tries to reach out to you once you leave here.
Why would someone reach out to me after I leave here? What? It's like so taken back. So I just shut the fuck up and I just listen.
There is someone out there putting false information about their company.
So I'm listening in closely. I'm listening real close. She's making it clear that they have a lawsuit with somebody. And this person is just online, just saying all these crazy things about their company and all that stuff and more, but they have a lawsuit. So if anyone reaches out to you, to not say anything. And I was like, all right. Okay. This was so weird. She had like a PowerPoint presentation ready. I kid you fucking not. On her computer. PowerPoint presentation and a movie queued up for her to show me of who this person was and everything. It was so weird. In the video, it was like a YouTube video. The guy is talking about their company. And in the video, they make it very clear that they're a laundering, distributing movie company. Look up the word laundering if you don't know what it is. And again, going into the conversation with the dude that I was dating, he was like, it sounds like you're working at a scamming company. So this person that's literally putting it all out on the table, saying what this company is about, they're laundering, and I guess they had put money into it, whatever. It was insane. Just made it very clear to me, like, don't talk to anyone about it, don't say anything, whatever. And bruh, when I think I actually left early that day, because I was like, I need to get the fuck out of here. The one thing that I will say that came out of it, that I know how to do thumbnails because of this job. One of my weirdest LA experiences of working at this company. But with that being said, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.
Spirit God!